the pink, and the 100 of Ben Holland and Wayne Stevens. That's the black and the green with the red.
Yeah, because you can really see that at this distance in this light. It is only just a subtle difference, you're right. Yeah, because we didn't actually go through the grid there, and you're right, it is Wakely and Ensor who are on pole position. The lights go out and they're making the most of their pole position as well, because they get the jump very smartly, and their teammate, the Smith outfit, they're moving into third place.
Jim Fayers and Jason Pitt, they've got that hooked up so nicely. They're going to take the race lead as they go in towards Riches. So yeah, Jim Fayers and Jason Pitt, they were third on the grid at the, fourth on the grid at the end of row number 2. They've already made 3 overtakes between the start and Riches. They really got that hooked up well.
I actually thought the pole position team got away well. I was actually watching them go away. I missed Mr. Fayers getting away. Wow, from 4th to 1st by Wilsons. That's very impressive stuff as they round the hairpin down the bottom there, make their way up the short chute towards Palmer. Not a great overtaking opportunity there. And let's have a look as they go into Agostini's. They're quite behind the barrier there, really, aren't they? Going to wait for them to come out of Agostini's to get confirmation.
Yeah, it is number 65 of Jim Fayers and Jason Pitt who lead the way ahead of, that's Wakely and Enzo up next ahead of Ben Holland and Wayne Stevens. Then it's Will and Andy Smith in 4th position. Looking for the first of the Formula 2s. Of course, the top 4 overall are the Formula 1s. Formula 2s, Greg Lambert currently in front in that particular class. So as they make their way around doggies, race leaders already on towards Williams.
Yeah, very distinctive colours there, of course, for the Greg Lambert, the man who runs the sidecar race school for both passengers and drivers up there in Middlesbrough. And again, if you're interested, have a word with Greg in the paddock, and he'll steer you in the right direction, quite literally. Very impressive setup he has there, where he gets pupils from literally all over the way and learning the fine art of racing. And of course, he's a competitor at the TT as well. And also a multiple champion here at the British Motorcycle Racing Club. So down the straight they go then, and they're jiggling for position, but they come through the bomb hole up towards Corums. They're going to be back in our sight very shortly indeed, and here they come. Yeah, you've got to think, and it was interesting listening to Jed talking about the weight transfer and how you can actually lift the rear wheels, such as the pressure going through the non-driven wheel there. Yeah, fascinating stuff. Onto the straight we go then. And it's going to be the end of the first flying lap. And that is Fayers and Pitt must get that the right way round. And they are rapidly followed by Wakely and Ensor, Holland and Stevens, Smith and Smith. 2.7 seconds covering the top 4 outfits at the end of the first lap. Lambert and King coming across the line next, ahead of Alara and Stevens. Saunders, sorry, there's only half a second separating those two. Everybody else is reasonably spread out already at this early stage of the race. Petman and Taylor there coming across the line. And did Peach and Edwards get out there? Because I know Carol had tried. Yeah, no, there she is. She had some problems early, didn't she? But got that going along nicely as the leaders make their way up the short chute from Palmer's to Agostini's.
Certainly do, and it's still as you were as they came across the line. So it is number 65, the AW Racing Black and Green of Jim Fayers and Jason Pitt who lead the way ahead of, I think that is still Wakely and Enzo up next. So, I'm getting caught up here, sorry. Yeah, so it is still the WPS Racing 2 and 3 at the moment. The Smith pairing, number 32, the bright orange in 4th place, looking to keep tabs on the podium contenders at the moment, but just losing a few tenths on this lap, it would seem. But that Formula 2 battle between Greg Lambert and Brian Ilaria, they are so close together on the circuit as they go out of Oggies in towards Williams and down the back straight. But Greg Lambert and Brian Ilaria, the 69 and the number 8, they are locked together on circuit.
All good. Leaders down in towards Nelson's and Brundle once again. And they're dragging the way out of the corner up towards the bomb hole in just a moment. Yeah, no change there. Tell them those teammates are very close, aren't they? The 100 and the 101 machines, Wakely and Holland. Not a lot to choose between them as they make their way on to the swooping Corums bend in just a moment, or they are ready, so they're into Murray's already. Smith hanging on there, starting to lose little by little, I think, just trying to drop back. Looks like we're going to be in battle for the F2s there. Lambert's still leading Ilaria there. They're quite close together as they go into Murray's. Right. Now, I'm going to keep an eye, I tell you what, on Ben Holland.
Sorry, Keith. That was Ben Holland and Wayne Stevens. The Smiths are up into 3rd place, so Wakely and Enzo,
Enzo gone walkabout.
They're in the pits.
That's a great shame. Yep, there they go, dropping down the order. I was about to say the other one I'm going to watch is Holland and Stevens, and the reason I'm going to watch them is because that gap has definitely come down, because they went only a fraction of a second, but they got the gap to within 1 1/4 seconds because they did a 2:07.038 that time round, so not a lot between them whatsoever. And yeah, that's a great shame for Wakely and Ensor losing out there. So I wonder if we're going to see a challenge once again to Fayers and Pitt to rain on their parade once more, because we saw that in the earlier race today, didn't we? That very and Holland and Stevens came along and said, no, thank you, we'll have that gold medal. Let's watch the gap between those two, because it seems to take the Holland-Stevens pairing just a couple of laps to get going. But if you can overhaul the leaders in the meantime, it's the way to do it. Lambert and King still leading the way, or were leading the way. So they've been relegated there because Alaria and Saunders have moved up a place there, so they've overtaken them. So the Brian Alaria is not in the F2 Championship this year, I don't think. I think he's making one of his rare visits. Yeah, they came out. No, they've they've got 12 points, but it doesn't show where they earned those. It's weird. Okay, oh no, they've got no points. Sorry, not quite sure how that works. But anyway, they were showing us having finished the races, but not been out and not scored. I don't know.
I think they may have been at the Sidecar Revival meeting for Brian Alaria.
But they're not showing scoring any points, which is a bit the odd bit. But they're showing on the score sheet.
Okay.
0 points. So.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, I know, yeah, exactly. It's not just me on that one. Good. Glad you agree. Here come Fayers and Pitt there. I can hear the scream.
That's opened up to 2 seconds now on this lap.
Yeah, absolutely. There we were thinking that there's going to be a bit of a challenge there. That hasn't updated yet. That's the problem. There we go. Yeah, it's 0.8 of a second slower there, Holland, so I'm not sure, maybe a little bit of a wheel on the grass or something like that, but definitely lost some time.
Yeah, I certainly think it may be, because in the first split, it was Ben Holland and Wayne Stevens who went purple with a 1 minute 24.5. That's 4 tenths quicker than Fayers and Pitt, but then they lost 1.1. Wow. In that second split from the bridge back round to the start-finish line, so that seems to be where they lost that time.
That suggests they've gone wide or something like that, put an on-driven wheel in the dirt or something maybe down the back, because we do time them from just, well, basically where the bridge is actually, and that's opposite to the start-finish line. That's your 2 sectors here. I think we can get more sector breakdowns, so we just use the 2 here at club racing, just for ease of confusing us, because
it doesn't take much.
I can say it doesn't take a lot anyway. If you actually make an effort to confuse us, then we really are all at sea, aren't we? Okay, let's see, where are we? 3 laps into this 6-lap encounter, so that's the halfway point taken care of. The 50% green thing will be appearing before us.
And yeah, 2.049. That was the gap as they came across the line between Jim Fayers and Jason Pitt. So Ben Holland and Wayne Stevens, that is the close. And well, they've lost 2 tenths of a second in that first sector as they go through Brundles and Nelson. So
yeah, we'll have a look at Fayers and Pitt. They've got PB as well, so there's a little bit more time out there, but it's not there. But time they're trying to beat.
They're half a tenth away from the purple first split on that lap. Actually, is Fayers and Pitt. So they're certainly on a quick one. Fastest lap of the race for them so far is a 2 minute 07.079. That last lap was a 2 minute 7.117. So they're lapping very, very consistently, and that's what you need to do at the front of the race there, isn't it? As they make the way out of Murray's and onto the front straight once more.
Yep, keep banging those fast laps in. Over the line comes Fayers and Pitt. This time it's a 2:06.724, so just to disprove us basically. It's a 2:07.1 for their rivals. Not quite as quick as their best lap, so the gap is now to 2.5 seconds. Will Andy Smith a little bit further back once again, still in a solid 3rd place in class and overall, in fact.
So that is the top 5 all across the line then to complete lap number 4. Here comes in number 37 machine of Morphet and Kopok. So they are in 3rd in the Formula 2s at the moment, rounding out the top 6 overall, as the race leaders make the way towards the infield section of this 3-mile Snetterton 300 circuit. No prizes for guessing where they got the name Snetterton 300 from.
I was thinking at lunchtime, actually, looking at the Snetterton 100 circuit, I'm thinking, how do you actually run a meeting on the 100 circuit, given that there's no really obvious flag point? Obviously, race control is all here and things like that. I mean, obviously, the 200 is quite simple. It's basically the old circuit. But the 100, it would be a bit of a mystery. Theoretically, you could run a meeting on the 100 and the 200 at the same time, couldn't you?
I think that it's not been a meeting, but it has happened where the 200 and the 100 have been used simultaneously with us. So 2018, we used the 200, and there was the, do you know the young?
Oh, that's right. They're doing the young drivers' school. Yeah, it wasn't us using the 100.
No.
Yeah. They were chugging along, driving minis and things, weren't they?
That's it.
Yeah. Young drivers' school. Cool.
So there is the Dayglow yellow of Greg Lambert, I think, just heading in towards Agostini. Trouble is it's a fluorescent pink is Greg Lambert, fluorescent yellow. Go on.
No, that's all right. No, that's me getting it wrong. Don't worry. Saw the wrong thing there. Just.
So the fluorescent yellow is Hanks and Kirk. They're currently fourth in the Formula 2s on the 666 outfit, as the leaders will be heading towards us now.
Yep, there we go.
The triple cylinder howling across the line, and this will be the last lap now, of course. So it was a 2.5 second advantage. And
a lot more than that, I think, now. I'm not quite sure what's happening. I'll tell you what, last lap flag goes out. I think we could have a battle on for the second place, because all of a sudden, rather than being 5 seconds or so back, Will and Andy Smith 1.3 seconds back, because for some reason, I don't know how, Holland and Stevens have lost 6 seconds. They must have had a serious off-road moment.
They've done it in both sectors, so they lost 4 seconds in the first split, and then 3 seconds in the second sector as well.
Yeah, so... that's a bit of an odd one, actually, to lose that much time in each sector. So maybe they've got an issue with the machine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that suggests, really. So I have to say, if they're going to lose that much time that quickly, you've got to think, let's see, Smith and Smith were 5 seconds quicker on that last lap. So let's keep an eye and see if there's anything obvious afflicting the outfit there.
We'll try and pick him up. He's heading towards Palmer's now. Yep. There's Ilaria. Here we go. They're coming out of Agostini's now.
Yeah, and there goes Smith. Has indeed found a way past on Ben Holland. So the winners from the previous race, they've clearly got a problem. There's no reason for Ben and Wayne to suddenly be going that slowly. I mean, it could be something stupid like a deflating tyre or a lost cylinder or something. You've got no idea at all. Whatever it is, they're going to try and get it to the finish by the look of it, because there's still 16 valuable points and the medals that go with them on offer for the guys. So let's wait and see how that chugs out. I don't think there's going to be any change in the F2s either. Brian Laria and Lee Saunders comfortably there, and let's see, 5 seconds ahead of Lambert and King, and who are in turn 12 seconds ahead of Morfitt and Copper. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to see a challenge from Charlie and Rob anytime soon on their LCR Suzuki. Okay, just probably 100 will be the last running bike, so that's a prediction from race control, thinking that they seem to be struggling, basically. Okay, over the line, there's another gold medal then for the Fayers and Pitt. So that started off as a new partnership this weekend, clearly a successful partnership, taking a couple of wins so far, and obviously they'll be back out this afternoon for our penultimate race as well, so good effort from them. Second across the line, it is Will and Andy Smith. Then there's Ben Holland and Wayne Stevens. Brian Alaria, we're waiting for him to bring home the first of the F2 machines. And Brian's been doing this for a long time. I remember seeing him many years ago now. Probably won't come into that. But Brian Alaria does indeed take the... no, Brian Alaria doesn't come on. That was, that was Greg Lambert. And where's Brian Alaria gone? We've lost him as well.
Looking... Can't see anything on the circuit. No.